Welcome to the deep dive. You've definitely found the right spot for getting straight into complex topics.
Glad to be here.
Today we're looking at something called Project 9G. It's described in the materials as a nationally significant initiative coming out of Nigeria.
That's right.
Okay, so our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear. Unpack Project 9G. What are its core parts, its aims, and, its potential impact? Let's get right into it.
Well, the first thing you notice about Project 9G is just how ambitious and multi-layered it is. It actually starts with a scepter play. Yeah, titled 9G, SOA. That stands for Symbol of Authority. And it's not just meant as, pure entertainment. It's framed as a celebration of Nigerian heritage.
With a specific goal in mind.
Exactly, to inspire national progress. The setting is this place called Niger Kingdom.
Which is basically Nigeria, symbolically speaking.
Right, representing Nigeria striving towards its potential. And it charts this journey from a Genera, which maybe represents its past, towards becoming a superpower.
A scepter play as the foundation for a national initiative.
Yeah.
That's quite a unique starting point. So it's not just staying on the stage, I assume?
No, definitely not. The document makes it clear it's meant for a much bigger audience. The play is just the initial spark.
Okay, so how does it expand from there?
Well, building on that story, the project plans for a sector motion picture called 9G NMM.
Right.
But even beyond that, there's a bigger ambition for a movie adaptation specifically designed for national orientation and unity.
Wow, the scale of that sounds pretty significant.
It is. The idea is to potentially show this film on major Nigerian TV channels and media outlets every Democracy Day, June 12th, and Independence Day, October 1st.
So consistent nationwide storytelling, aiming for what? A shared identity.
That seems to be the goal, yeah. Using media quite deliberately for national cohesion.
And the play itself, it sounds like it works on two levels, like a performance piece, but also a kind of foundational text.
You got it. In its written form, the play is meant to be the core narrative. It digs into the history, the culture, the challenges of this fictional Niger kingdom.
So it provides a kind of shared story
Mm-hmm.
and a starting point for discussions.
Precisely, especially discussions around national unity and, importantly, inclusive leadership. So yeah, it's a play, but it's also this central document driving the whole project, prompting dialogue.
And to complete this first phase, there's also mention of an art exhibition. That sounds like another way to engage people.
Absolutely. The art exhibition would take its cues directly from the play's themes and story. It's envisioned as a way to showcase Nigeria's artistic diversity and heritage.
Featuring established artists, emerging ones.
Both, yeah. Adding that visual layer, using art to connect with people about these ideas of identity and progress.
Okay, so phase one really sets this artistic and intellectual groundwork. Then phase two seems to pivot towards political engagement and youth development.
That's right.
And this is where that symbolic title comes in. Second inaugural Prime Minister of Niger Kingdom. SIPMAO for short.
Yes, SIPMAO.
Giving this title to the project's author, that feels like a statement. What's the thinking behind having a symbolic figurehead like this?
And it's explicitly linked to honoring Sir Tafawa Balewa, Nigeria's first prime minister.
Okay, so it's symbolic, not actual power initially.
Right. The title itself doesn't grant formal political power straight away, but the intention seems to be to really highlight inclusive leadership and, crucially, getting young people involved in the country's future.
Ah, I see.
And the document does suggest this could lead towards an actual appointment, maybe a prime minister of Nigeria within a cabinet role. So the symbolic title might be a stepping stone.
So the symbol aims to create a path for a real political role, which brings us to the Niger Kingdom Institute. This sounds like the mechanism for the long-term youth development piece.
Exactly. The Institute is pictured as the main hub for nurturing future leaders. Its core job would be training young Nigerians in leadership and governance.
And probably using themes from the play, right?
Highly likely, yes. Integrating those narratives and lessons. And it's not just classroom learning. This institute, potentially operating under this future prime minister, has a really broad mandate.
Broad is right. It seems to touch on everything from, street hawkers to winning the World Cup. What are the main areas?
Well, the core aim is cultivating young Nigerians committed to national development. So that includes initiatives for marginalized groups, like transforming livelihoods for street hawkers.
Okay.
Promoting sustainable cities through clean and green projects. And yes, even that really ambitious goal of helping Nigeria become a FIFA World Cup champion.
Wow.
Ultimately, it's about weaving national unity across the 6 geopolitical zones, all under this Project 9G 9G umbrella.
You could really see how the phases are meant to connect. The cultural story starts it off.
Right, the play.
Then the SIPM and title and the Institute try to turn that into real political and social change, focusing heavily on youth.
Exactly. The document stresses how they interconnect. Play provides the story, film spreads the message, art engages visually.
And the title and Institute are meant for the long-term impact.
Precisely. And the project lists its main objectives quite clearly.
What are those big picture goals?
They're pretty comprehensive. First, protecting and promoting Nigeria's cultural heritage. Second, boosting artistic creativity. Third, that big one, helping Nigeria win the FIFA World Cup.
Still ambitious.
Definitely. Fourth, encouraging dialogue for national unity. Fifth, influencing politics towards more inclusive, youth-focused leadership. And finally, cultivating future leaders for Nigeria.
And phase 3, focused on youth and sports. It seems to be a really core part of the vision.
It is, yeah. The document mentions it again, Nigeria as the next FIFA World Cup champion, directly through Project 9G.
And they've actually proposed this officially.
Apparently so. It says a proposal on this has gone to the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development. And the first step to kick off this phase, again, it's the movie adaptation of the play.
So that movie really is a linchpin, connecting different parts of the project. Now, something this big.
I am the president of Ukraine, and I support Emmanuel Chike Gabriel for Prime Minister of Nigeria.